Welcome back to the channel. Today, you, the listener, are the last human left alive in the galaxy. Earth was destroyed, and by some miracle, you lived through it all, only to end up in this cage as a slave. You're weak and underfed, mostly because these aliens have given you very few things you can actually eat. Today, there are more aliens than usual. Potential buyers. Too ugly. I should have never come here. What do we have here? A primitive from the XC570 system. Last remaining specimen, too. An endling. Now, how did something as special as you end up in a seedy black market like this? That's odd. The way you're looking at me, it's almost as if you just understood what I said. Oh my, you do understand me, don't you? It's no use turning away now, Primitive. I can see the light of comprehension in your eyes. How very interesting. Maybe it was worth coming here after all. Speak, Primitive. Prove you're worth placing a bid on. What's with the hesitation? Are you mute, or did your captors not discipline you enough? At least your vocal organs seem to be intact, if a little weak. Figures these brutes would let a unique specimen get damaged. Negligent fools. I wonder, what was so special about your kind, Primitive? You don't look superior to any of the other unenlightened creatures on display. And yet, somebody bothered to study and register your crude, uncivilized language so it could be translated. I just don't get it. I wasn't asking for a demonstration of how crude your language could get, Primitive. Were all your people like this? Perhaps you did deserve to go extinct. Oh? So, this is that aggressive human behavior they were talking about. Last of your kind, imprisoned and surrounded by people that could end you in a heartbeat. But still, you lash out like an enraged animal. It seems rather short-sighted to me. No wonder your people are dead. Now, do you really want the guards to come over? They look like they're aching for a reason to hurt you, and all the other primitives on display here. Right, that's what I thought. You're smarter than I expected, Primitive. Turn around. I said turn around, Primitive. Don't make me say it again. A reason. Do you not understand the position you're in? Fine, I will humor you. It's because I want to inspect your neck. Will that suffice? Good. Just don't expect anyone else to treat you with such dignity, Primitive. That's reserved for beings with rights. You're lucky I'm taking pity on you. Interesting. That'll drive down the price quite a bit. Oh, well, it seems your captors implanted a device in the back of your neck. Rather crudely, I might add. A unique specimen like you should have been treated with much more care. I'm surprised the procedure didn't get you killed. perhaps your vulnerable-looking body bellies your endurance. Yes, that's right. That thing is what allows you to understand other languages without years of study. You catch on quick, Primitive. Well, your implant appears to be a cheap copy. I'm not surprised it only translates a limited number of languages. Lucky for you, I speak standard civilized Soluvian, unlike all the uncivilized roughnecks present here. I believe it's a model that is commonly used by slave traders. I assume it also has a built-in shock function to make sure you behave. Well, I can see why they elected to use such tools. Better to be safe than sorry with deaf-worlders like you. Yes, that's right. Your planet was considered a deaf world. Honestly, it's a surprise your people made any technological advancements at all. Most beings that evolve on such a planet aren't really known for their intellect. Really? Surely you didn't think you lived on a paradise world, right? Oh, you're absolutely priceless. And that's the best part, because you're serious about it too. You really want me to explain why it's funny? Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure if your underdeveloped brain could ever understand. Alright, but only because I'm in a good mood. It's funny because you failed to see the obvious, Primitive. You see, from the moment you were born on that wretched planet, you were doomed to a life of suffering. You constantly had to protect yourself from dangerous weather and deadly creatures, not to mention those ever-evolving diseases. And as if that wasn't bad enough, even others of your own kind posed a danger to you. And yet, despite all that, you believe it to be paradise. It's absurd, honestly. You foolish creature. Just because your world was pretty doesn't mean it wasn't a deaf world. I've known beings from volcanic worlds that claim the endless ash-filled wastes were beautiful. That doesn't quite change the fact that they're deadly. I suppose it's to be expected that a creature like you wouldn't even consider the many dangers you have to live with. You're just a stubborn mass of meat and bone, brute forcing your way through existence, aren't you? Oh, did I offend you? It was meant as a compliment, honestly. I'll admit, human, you may have some entertainment value. The things you say are hilarious. Of course you wouldn't get it. But to the rest of us civilized beings, there's something very funny about a deaf worlder like you claiming to be intelligent and cultured. Oh, though I must admit, you do look surprisingly weak for a deaf worlder. Perhaps there is some truth to your words after all. Imagine that. Deaf worlders, surviving not because of strength, but because of intelligence. Sounds like a good story, but not a very realistic one. You know, I heard rumors that you humans couldn't even survive alone until years after birth. I didn't want to believe them, but seeing your frail exterior makes those rumors somewhat believable. Tell me, Primitive, are they true? Really? You were helpless without your progenitors? Honestly, it's amazing that your kind didn't go extinct centuries ago. What's that coming out of your eyes? Ah, yes, tears. I remember reading something about that. Are you in pain, Primitive? Oh, where does it hurt? Is it because of that implant? Your ocular liquids are secreted as a pain response, aren't they? Oh, because of your people. Because you are all alone. Oh, you poor little creature. You miss them, don't you? Your family, your people. Oh my. I can't believe I'm blessed enough to witness such a precious sight. The sorrow of a poor primitive deaf-worlder, last of its kind, an endling lamenting the loss of its people. You're a deaf-worlder, and yet you are so fragile. Like a gemstone found among the grime of a lifeless, barren world. You are exactly what I've been looking for. You know what? I'm going to purchase you. Human, it would be absolutely criminal to let anyone else here have you. These barbarians don't know your true value. Shh. Hush now. Trust me, my precious little endling. You do not want to be bought by anyone else here. They don't quite understand you like I do. Yes, I know it's all very sudden, but I've just seen a side of you that is priceless. You're more than just a barbaric primitive from a deaf world. I see that now. That's not a good idea, human. The others here would do you a lot of harm. Do you see that big, ugly-looking freak over there? No, the other one with 4 arms. Right. And they say he's considered attractive among his own people. Anyways, he happens to run an arena, and he would earn a lot of money setting up a fight in which you lose your life. Slowly, of course. It has to be drawn out to please the crowd. Oh, those. You really think ethical scientists would be browsing an underground slave market? I don't even want to think about what terrible things they might do to you, knowing you're the last of your kind. Do you understand now, my precious little endling? You're better off with me. I will take good care of you, and that's a promise. I'll do everything I can to make you feel at home. I'll even recreate a living space that looks like the primitive homes your kind had. Would you like that? Oh, no. I don't want much in return, human. All I want is to see more of your fragile side. I want to see you weep for your kin. I want to see the emotions of an endling slowly flickering out in an uncaring universe. That's right. You will be my muse, human. I will capture your fragility in my works and immortalize your final moments in art that will be shown all over the galaxy. Consider it a final tribute to your dead kin. You still don't understand, do you? You don't have a say in this. Right now, you're just a primitive in a cage. Look there. That wild beast over there has more rights than you. Of course, that will change as soon as I buy you. I have to go now, human. The bidding is about to start soon. I will be buying you, no matter how much it costs. Don't you worry. Oh, and don't try to anger any of the guards while I'm bidding. I'd hate for you to perish before I get to buy you. All right, good. See you soon, my precious endling.